Sunday school leaders. Hey, I am excited to be in a new unit, and we're going to be looking completely in the Gospel of John for the next 6 weeks. And the title of the unit is More Than Enough, How Jesus Meets Our Deepest Needs. This week we'll be in session 1 looking at our need for contentment, and the scripture is out of John chapter 6. I guess there's something about human nature that we're really never completely content. And I guess technology is a good example of that. Let me show you something here that we've had in our family for several years. It's pretty sweet. It's an AM/FM radio with, looky here, that's right, an 8-track player. Now, this was pretty boss back in the day, way back in the day. But, you know, 8 tracks go out, cassettes are in, CDs are in, now it's all digital. So, even though we don't really have any 8 tracks to play, we still have this that we occasionally listen to the radio out in the garage when we're working. So, you know, technology comes and goes, and we want the latest and greatest, whether that's stereo equipment or telephones. Now, we know, we went through the flip phone phase, and that was pretty cool when that first came out. I remember that. I think we were in Mountain Home at the time. And the flip phone came out, the Razor, and that was just pretty slick. And then the iPhone came out, and it's like, how in the world does this even work? When you take it from portrait to landscape, the image changes with it, and it was just amazing. Had Wi-Fi connection. It just blew our minds. And so it went from the iPhone, and then came along the iPhone 3G. This was blazing fast, and then we had to have the 4, had to have the iPhone 4, and it was pretty sweet. And now, goodness, got to have that larger, greater iPhone 6. So I'm really looking forward to the iPhone 27.5 coming out, probably in a couple of years, so I can keep up with technology. But, if I had an iPhone 3G, I'd probably be okay with it, but I wouldn't be content because there's something bigger and greater out there. And that just seems to be the way that human nature is. But we know spiritually we can try to fill our spiritual discontentment with several things. And a lot of people try to fill it with physical items like this, or work, or relationships, or whatever, fill in the blank. And it's like putting the square peg in the round hole. It just doesn't work. In fact, there was a philosopher that said that God has placed in each of us a God-shaped vacuum that only He can fill. And so that's kind of where we're going with this week's Sunday school lesson about Jesus being our contentment. And so think about that. Think about the different gadgets that people use to try to fulfill their lives. And these things come and go. In fact, I'm reminded when I study my Rosetta Stone, I'm actually trying to learn Spanish. I'm trying to teach myself. And it's not just a lawyer who has a fool for a client, but I think it's a teacher as well. So I'm trying to teach myself Spanish, and I came across this. And, I haven't had this vehicle in about 2 years. But goodness, it just makes my heart a little sad when I see this. Now, the translation of this is, this car is cheap. Now, this car wasn't always cheap when we first got it. It was a nice vehicle. But time goes on, the clear coat starts peeling, the body starts getting a little rusty, the interior gets a little roached, and before you know it, you have a barato, or a cheap car. So things come and go, but Jesus, the rock, stays. He's our contentment. He's what we can put our hope and trust in. So just a couple of things there to give you some thoughts about this week's lesson. Hope it goes well, and I hope to see you Sunday.